So good morning, welcome back to another video. Now this morning we're sitting in line here early, just as the sun hasn't come up yet, about 10 minutes away. We're sitting in line at Cades Cove down in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. Gonna go out this morning, see if we can find anything to take some images of. You know, try to brave the weather. Park was closed yesterday because of incredibly high winds and terrible rain this morning. It's still raining, but we're gonna get out, see what we can do, see if we can find something, you know, and try to make a day out of it. So stay tuned. Thanks for coming along. Alright, so if you've never been out here into Cades Cove, alright, trying to make shots or find shots, it really depends on what you're after, alright? If you want to do landscapes, there's a billion opportunities out here, okay? If you want to shoot wildlife, there's a lot of opportunities. Some days are better than others, alright? So far this morning, you know, I've stumbled across several deer, most of them does. One was a buck. All right, taking some images. I don't know if any of those turned out, but if they do, I'll put them in, you know, here right now. So now, what I like to do is I like to, you know, as I drive through, I look for things and then I'll stop and I'll take images. You know, like right now I'm near a church. I don't even know what lane this is. Some old Baptist church, and a lot of times I'll look at the, you know, the tombstones and things like that around here. Now some of these, there's people buried here in this cemetery that fought in the Revolutionary War. All right, and then what I do is I'll walk around the back of the cemetery here into the woods, look and see if I can find anything. Over the years I have stumbled across bear and deer, you know, here in this area. So I'll come in here and do that. Now today I'm not seeing much of anything. All right, but you know, sometimes that's just the way it is. You know, you just take the opportunities that you can, you know, and that's it. I mean, it's just, you look around, see what you can find, enjoy the outdoors. I mean, this is, you know, this part of the country is spectacular. You know, Cades Cove is a great place. I mean, it, you know, here, turn this around so you can see, you know, kind of across the cemetery here, you know, in this old Baptist church, you know, from the late 1700s, early 1800s. You know, this morning, nothing seems to be out here that I can see. You know, it is raining, but it's you know, I don't know about you guys, but I just like getting out here and enjoying this spot, especially when it's quiet and there's nobody around but me. You know, early in the morning. I mean, I find this to be the best time. Really, what I like about photography is I just, you know, get out, you know, and enjoy all this by myself or with a group. It really doesn't matter, but just take it all in, breathe in the fresh air, and, you know, reset, I guess, is the way of looking at it. And, you know, from the stress of life, it's just another way of unwinding. You know, look at these old tombstones are worn down. You know, here you can see them all here in a row. They're so old they've been worn down. They put plates in front. I think it's hard to see from this distance, and I'm not going to cross this chain, but you know, obviously they've been here for a very long time. You know, like here, look at this one. Right. You can just see as you come through here. You know, some of these have just been here for eons. You know, and it just, you know, worn down over time due to the weather and everything. They just, you know, still just a spectacular place. Great morning. So I'm going to move on here and keep looking, see what I can find. You know, and I'll get back with you here in a little bit. You know, as I'm driving here, you know, through Cades Cove right now, coming up, was it Missionary Baptist Church? You know, I've been here so many times over the years, and I enjoy this place so much. You know, I thought, you know, I was just thinking, you know, some of my favorite pictures, some of the pictures that I enjoy the most and have appreciated the most over the years and been most proud of, you know, were taken here in this particular, you know, area of the Great Smoky Mountain National Park, which, you know, really, you know, this park is probably my favorite place on earth. At least it has been for many years. Now there's other places I've been to that I think are more spectacular, but I've had just a lot of great times here. So what, you know, what I think I will do is I'm going to take some of those images I've taken here in Cades Cove over the years, pick some of my favorites, you know, and I'm going to post them right here for everybody to see, so you can see, you know, Cades Cove on a, you know, different days, different times over the years, different images that I've captured using different camera systems, different lenses, you know, just a lot of different options. You know, I think it'd be something you might enjoy seeing, so I'm going to put those in right here. Alright, so one of the things I do every time I'm in Cades Cove, I stop at the, you know, about halfway through you can stop and take a restroom break. You know, there's also a little cabin there where they sell, you know, I guess it's a gift shop, I guess, different things for the park. You know, then there's a few older, like an old farm, you know, right near it, and there's a mill, I think it's called Cable Mill. Alright, it's here, and every time I'm in here I always try to come back and take an image, you know, here, and pretty much every time I take the same shot, you know, but I do it just because I like doing it every single time I'm here, and it gives me opportunity to shoot it at different times and see, you know, what it looks like. So I thought I'd do the same thing this morning. And again, it's raining, it's overcast, the light's terrible, you know, but you still got a little bit of atmosphere here because everything is wet, you know. So what am I doing? There. All right, so look here at the back of my camera. As you can see, I got a 2-second, you know, shutter speed, f11, ISO 100. All right, I do have a circular polarizer on. All right, and so I'm trying to take this image, and this is pretty close to what I take, or pretty darn close to what I take every time I'm here. So what I'll do is I'll put a couple of my favorites from, you know, over the years in here, and I'll finish at the end with the image I'm taking here today. Alright, so thought I'd end the video here. You know, I'm almost through all of Cades Cove. You know, haven't seen any bears today. Lots of deer, some turkeys, not much of anything else. Not even a lot of people because the weather's not really good. Of course, then again, I come real early in the morning, and that makes it, you know, a lot less crowded. just makes, especially when you're by yourself, it makes spotting bears really pretty hard. So I'm sure they're here, I just haven't seen them. All right, so what I thought I'd do is I'd close this with a couple of stories from different trips here to Cades Cove. Now, right now we're at the Carter Shields cabin. See it over here. All right, so a couple stories. All right, so one, spotting bears in Cades Cove. All right, it's hard to do when you're by yourself, especially when it's not crowded, because they blend in really well. So it's always best to come with some help. All right, to help spot them, because you can find them. Now, if you're here when it's crowded, all right, that's a whole different ball game. All right, people will spot them for you. All right, and you'll, be able to easily find them and then be able to take images of them. But that's not as much fun. It's more fun when you can find them yourself. So, my very first trip to Cades Cove. This is way back, and when my daughters were really young, they had friends along. We were here on a trip. We had a 2007. Chrysler Town and Country minivan. We're driving through Cades Cove, and we had the van full. I had the doors open and everything. We were here not far from the Carter Shields cabin, as a matter of fact. It's kind of stuck in traffic. I had the doors open, and I told the girls to be on the lookout for bears because I wanted to try to take images of bears. So we're sitting kind of stuck. My oldest daughter, who had spotted about 5 or 6 that day. All right, none of which I got good pictures of, but that's beside the point. All right, she says, "Dad, is that a bear right there?" So I said, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Right there." So I looked to my left out the window, and basically there was, we're on the road in the van, everything all open, and there's like a line of shrubs or whatever, and on the other side of the shrub was a nice big bear. All right. Looked and said, "Yeah." And then I hit the buttons and closed all the doors, shut all the windows because we couldn't move. At right. And the bear just kind of sat there for a few minutes. It wasn't easy to see. It was kind of hard to get a picture of it, so I didn't really worry too much about it. But at least we were closed in, and it was kind of interesting how, just literally it was right there. It wasn't 10 feet away. It was, sometimes that's just how things happen. So now the other funny story happened right here at the Carter Shields cabin. All right, now I'm on the back side of it, as you can see here. All right, I came out here, this is several years ago, I can't remember how long ago it was, but came out here, I was going to take a nice, trying to try to get a picture of the cabin itself, a landscape shot of the cabin. So I'm here walking around just trying to get a good idea where I wanted to take the image from. So I came here to the back side. You see it kind of drops off, all right, and there's like a creek that can run through here if there's a lot of water coming through, which right now is not a lot, but it is moving a little bit, but not much. Well, I come walking back here, wasn't paying attention. I'm looking at the cabin. There was a deer right here, right here where we're at. All right, here, actually, I think must have been drinking or whatever out of the creek. And I scared the hell out of it. It scared the hell out of me. It jumped up and looked at me. We weren't 10 feet apart. No, I didn't take an image of it. I just kind of like, what the heck? Nearly gave me a heart attack, and then it kind of ran off into the woods, and I ended up taking a picture of the cabin. I probably have it somewhere. I guarantee it didn't turn out very well because I was, absolutely just, still in shock for what had just happened. Thank God it wasn't a bear, it was a deer, but, it actually happened right here, while I was trying to do what I'm doing right now, which is just walking around, so those things can happen to you, when you're out here, so I'll end the video just by saying, remember, always get outside, try and enjoy life, enjoy nature, even on a rainy day like we have here, all right, because it's pretty crappy, all right, but still doesn't stop you from getting out. I'm blessed to have camera equipment that works pretty well in it, so I don't really worry too much about it, but remember, just get out and enjoy life, take images, try to find an adventure somewhere. You never know, what the next day brings or the next adventure brings. So, thanks for coming along. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate each and every one of you. Until we see you again, stay safe.